Well, welcome back, campers.
That was Caitlin.
And that was Genevieve.
And you have arrived at Camping is Cancelled Survival Summer special episode today. I think I'm most excited about this of any of the survival summers we have because our podcast is called Camping is Cancelled. And what have we brought for you today but Sleepaway Camp horror stories. It's not entirely fair to say horror because it makes it sound like
spooky, paranormal.
Yes, but what I mean more specifically is we have combed the bowels of the internet.
You
know? combed the weeds of the internet, I should say, for a ton of, oh my gosh, laugh out loud.
I've asked Jen to keep them for me, and I've skimmed a few, and as you can already tell,
Caitlin has heard me bust out laughing as I've been reading through these. Some of them are so funny. Some of them are like horrifying accidents, things that kids should really be in therapy and are probably not.
God.
Things that have happened to camp counselors and campers alike.
Who should also be in therapy.
Oh my God. Counselors who definitely needed therapy after what happened to them. I've broken them up into categories that's like Mother Nature encounters, poop stories, disturbed children.
So many poop stories.
Oh, there's so many poop stories. We could have done a 3-parter on poop disasters alone. Oh my gosh. So anyways, we're very excited to dive into these with you guys. They all come from many, many various pages and posts on Reddit, which we will be sure to link in the show notes. None of the posters gave their actual names, so we will be using their Reddit handles when we refer to them. Thank you to all of you for submitting these stories. Hopefully you're a listener and maybe you'll recognize your Reddit handle in some of these. That would be cool. That would be so cool.
As I've been saying now, that would be sick. And then my 3-year-old is like, no, not sick, mama.
All better. I'm
like, no, like sick isn't a good way, dude.
What are the kids saying these days? That would be lit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever.
All right, guys, we're going to dive into Sleepaway Camp Counselor Stories from Hell. Lights out.
Oh man, the mountains call my number one. I'm just a life-size lottery ticket in the hand of the one.
Okay, so here's a couple short and disturbing stories about kids who might be getting their own true crime documentaries one day. They're so fucked up stories that Jen was just like, no, we can't put that in.
Yeah, even for this podcast, because I was like, I think that's a crime, like child on child. That crime.
Just a footnote, boys are fucking weird. Let that just be the footnote of this whole episode.
Maybe that'll be what we title this episode.
So many weird stories with teenage boys. Y'all are feral. Feral.
That's the truth.
And I mean, we certainly hope not that these stories don't make it to true crime documentaries, because we don't wish that on anybody. But you never know. So we're going to start with a former counselor, MLKTY, said, there was one kid who was big into photography. He also joined the Polar Bear Swim Club, which meant he was up and out at 4 a.m. to head over to the lake. At the end of the week, the polar bear instructor said he never showed up for the entire time. Oh, God.
No.
We checked his bunk and found his book of Polaroids where he snuck into the girls' cabins and took many, many upskirts. We made him burn them all on the farewell file. Fuck that. What? I stuttered through that.
I'm sorry, I should not laugh. It was we made him burn them all on the farewell fire. That's some like 1970s shit right there. But did I not say maybe you'll have a true crime?
That kid definitely might be on one of our future episodes.
But that's, what is the word? Voyeurism? When you're taking pictures of people in a vulnerable position in their like own personal space. So that would be like a few months back, there was somebody out at the Wash U that's around here, and they were arrested and charged with voyeurism because they were it was a man hiding in the women's bathroom and he was sticking a phone under the edge of the
Absolutely
stall and
not.
taking photos. That's basically what this is. And he says kid. I don't know how old this kid was, but it's red flag behavior.
That's
for
that's
sure.
disgusting.
Yeah.
He had a book of Polaroids of upskirt pictures. Disgusting.
Is some Pee Wee Gaskins behavior right there. Remember when they were hiding behind
Yep.
the outhouse at the meeting house? Gross.
That's so disgusting.
It's so gross. Anyways,
Let's also add a little disclaimer. You guys will hear us laugh a lot in this. You've already heard us laugh a lot.
Mhm.
It is out of discomfort. It's
Yeah.
out of pure shock.
Mhm.
Some of this is so wild that you have to laugh.
Yeah.
At least that's how we
Yeah.
process things.
That's why we can't sit next to each other in funerals.
Yeah.
So
Been
just
there, done that.
bear that in mind as we tell you these terrible stories of very
Ugh.
concerning things involving children.
Good Lord. On to the next one. Deleted shared 7 years ago. Was a counselor for a summer camp for inner city kids. I was one and went to the camp, so I figured it was time to pay it forward. Well, I had a group of 16 boys, ages 5 to 8 years old. They were mostly all good kids, except one little fucking terror.
That was in all caps, by the way. One little effing terror.
We all thought of a specific kid. I
Oh
know
my.
we all just had a specific kid come to mind.
1,000%.
One rainy day, we had to do inside stuff. So we had this little candy shop, and I decided to get them a bunch of blow pops. This little cocksucker finishes his somehow and tries to take another boy's. Well, I stop it, take it away, and give the other kid back the pop. I turned around to talk to the asshole, and he is already mid-swing at my face with a kid-sized desk chair. Nailed me right in the chin, split me open to the bone. I grabbed him by his little fuckface hooded shirt and dragged him through the mud to the head office. I'm covered in blood. I drop him on the floor, quit on the spot, and went to the medical office and took some stitches to my face.
God.
Fuck that kid. I almost threw him into the goddamn lake.
Oh.
First is I'm truly like aghast and like,
Over a sucker.
but then I'm also like, what was that kid's home life like?
I know. Because he said kids ages 5 to 8.
That's literally your two oldest kids.
I know. And, you know, they'll push each other, pick at each other, but would they ever do something like that? Absolutely not. I don't even think they're
Turn
strong
around
enough.
to a. He was mid swing with a chair.
A full huss. He brought the whole porch around.
It was Camp WWE. Like, what?
Oh,
Oh my
yikes.
gosh.
Well, I hope that deleted. He almost got deleted. Literally is okay now. And
Fuck
that kid. Ugh.
Another one came from counselor Look It's Shady, who shared, I work at a camp for diabetics. I am type 1. This is the one I skimmed. This summer, we had one kid who stole a butter knife from the mess hall, sharpened it, and attempted to stab me and another counselor during 3 a.m. blood glucose checks. What?
You're just minding your own business trying to keep these kids alive.
You stole a butter... Was it like a plastic one that you
I'm
sharpened?
sure it was silver, or like not silver, but you know, like stainless steel. My brother was a camp counselor for many years, and he was like, oh, it was just a huge tub of silverware that got churned through the giant
Ew.
dishwashers
Ew,
every night.
They would have gotten some kind of infection if they were stabbed.
For sure. That was all it said.
I can't even.
Short, simple, to the point.
Oh, now, another deleted, shared his own experiences with little criminals from 13 years ago.
There's that one guy on Instagram who refers to his misbehaving kid as this little criminal.
I call mine terrorists.
Little criminal.
It's a long list. Working camps with a large group of kids invariably leads to some strange happenings, but here are the highlights. One was a pirate-themed year. While searching for treasure on the hike, with all of my kids guessing what it'll be, one suggested bitches be what buried neath the soil.
Good God.
Bitches be.
Bitches be what buried neath the soil. So his family is in the mafia.
A pirate-themed one. Another on pirate-themed year. One of my kids unzipped his tracksuit type thing on a hot day, exposing his bare chest. Another of my kids decided to tell him, "Hey kid, if a mosquito bites your nipples, they'll get big. If they get big, you'll turn into a girl."
Science.
Again, boys are stupid.
Good Lord.
Then there was space-themed year. During a cheer where the campers are required to go chase after a counselor, a kid dry humped me. Some odd shit.
Oh no. I need more to this story. Did the kid chase him, tackle him, and then dry hump him? Because when I first read this story, I thought it meant that I pictured a cheer, all the kids running after a different counselor and then one staying behind by the other counselor, and he just looks down and this kid is humping his leg. That's what I pictured. Who knows? Oh my Lord. So yeah, we'll be keeping an eye out for those kids come future.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, that was 13 years ago.
So they'd be well on their way now.
That kid could have kids.
Good Lord. Sending out prayers.
Right now, I think every camp counselor of children should have a spray bottle. Yeah.
Of holy water.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Caitlin, after I spent time reading through this next, it's a pretty random story submitted by someone named Pink Freudian Slip. My phone literally gave me an ad for a crew neck sweater with a single embroidered word on it, indoorsy. And someone beneath this story commented, "This story is so much better if you imagine it's playing like a movie while you hear it, like that it's the plot of a movie." So I'm telling you that beforehand so you can picture that while I tell you the story and you guys will understand why. Pink said, "During my very first week as a counselor at a week-long sleepaway camp, I had a girl in my group named Clivara. She had severe asthma, diabetes, allergies to almost everything, and she was afraid of nature. Why her mom sent her to camp, I will never understand."
She said, "Not my problem for 3 weeks."
Clivara. On the first night of camp, she cried the entire time because she was afraid of bears. This camp is in the mountains above San Diego, California, and there are definitely no bears anywhere close. I told her that at least 50 times, but the message just would not sink in. One of the best Clivara quotes from that week: "Hey, yo, how do you work up here at this camp with all these wild bears running around?"
I cannot.
Oh. So flash forward to the first full day of camp. First off, none of the other kids in my group can get her name right, but they keep calling her Cleopatra. This makes her very angry.
Aww.
Cleopatra. Secondly, she somehow just realized that this camp was going to be involving a lot of outdoor activity, and she was capital P pissed. Every time we would try to leave the main camp, she would say, "My diabetes is acting up. I need to go to the nurse." Fine. We'll limit the intense outdoor activity and keep things close to main camp. So next, Clevira finds out that we will be having a camp out in the wilderness. This is a cleared camping spot with a fire pit and a table and a hose, hardly roughing it. That night, hell no, Clevira is not having that shit. On the incredibly short, literally 10-minute long hike to our campsite, she manages to fall down 2 times. Once we get to the campsite, she demands that we all turn back because she forgot her jacket. She hid it in her sleeping bag. Homegirl is serious about not sleeping in the wilderness. Then she demands to go to the nurse for her diabetes. Fine, myself and another camper accompany her. On the way back to our campsite, she works herself up into a full-on asthma attack. Where's her inhaler, you might wonder? Rolled up in her sleeping bag with her jacket. Great. I straight up fireman carried this 12-year-old girl while sprinting back to the damn campsite. Bear in mind, I am not very big. Clevira was at least my height, if not taller.
Child. This child.
Caitlin has just paused and reminded me that I've been saying Clevira this whole time. It's pronounced Clevara. In my defense, it's spelled Cleviara.
Hey, that's how I
And
was
something about her personality feels like a Clevira.
You know what?
I don't know.
After the hey yo and her all her little antics, yeah.
It's giving like an uppity rich bitch that has a lot of ailments. Anyways.
Yeah.
So Clevara's diabetes is acting up. She's having to be carried back to the campsite with the sprinting counselor, who says, bear in mind, I'm not very big. Clevara was at least my height, if not taller, and she had some serious poundage on me. Oh no.
I'm getting a completely different visual now.
We make it back to the fucking campsite. She gets her fucking inhaler. Everything is fine. Flash forward once again to the next day. We decide to do a group bonding activity in a pretty little meadow. Clevara has been surprisingly cooperative, and everything seems to be going smoothly. Suddenly, mosquitoes. Clevara straight up loses her shit. She has a panic attack because she is terrified of nature, which turns into an asthma attack, which turns into another staff member fireman carrying her while sprinting back to the main camp. About 15 minutes go by with no word.
Clevara.
Myself and another counselor are still managing a group of 10 kids. Suddenly, we hear sirens. She's like,
I'm going home one way or another, fuckers.
Clevara ended up going to the hospital that afternoon, coming back to camp, going back to the hospital again that night, and then finally going home.
Well, her mom got like maybe 2 days of
I mean,
rest. I'm sorry, Clevara sounds like a fucking headache.
Just imagining her having to be carried twice. And she just like, oh my god.
Also, another type of child that we all had somebody come to mind.
Absolutely. And I'm sure there were things going on at home that maybe she was crying out for attention in some way or whatever, but the mental image.
Hey, if you don't like the outdoors.
Yeah. She figured out a way to go home.
You're a headstrong kid.
She was like, I'm gonna die one way or the other, and I'm gonna go home. If it's in a body bag,
the few times my parents learned very quick to make my appointments in the morning before school started, because it happened twice. They tried to take me back to school in the middle of the day, and I was like, my anxiety was like, I'm not walking to school, like into class in the middle of the day. I was like, I'm not getting out of this car. I'm not getting. They'd be like, get out of the fucking car, and I'm like, I'm not getting out of the car. And I went to work with them.
Oh my god.
And I got food. Headstrong kids.
Better.
Good lord.
I honestly think it's better to be that way, even when it's situations of anxiety and like you knew how you were feeling, you stood your ground and you didn't let yourself get pushed over, and that can come in handy in other situations.
That's true.
When you channel it correctly.
Hey, Clevara, I don't see her getting kidnapped anytime soon.
No, certainly not. She'd have an asthma attack.
Maybe like, I got a fireman carry this bitch.
Nope. Kicking you out.
I want the indoorsy shirt.
Yes, indoorsy. That's what Clevara needs.
I like air conditioning.
Yes, and hot showers. And now watch me going on a freaking backpacking trip.
Have fun.
I know. I'm going to do it just to spite myself. I'm going to do it.
I was like, nah, I really just don't. I don't think I want to do it, Jacob. You have fun. You can take me on a nice like, if we're going to take time off together, it's going to be a vacation.
Yeah.
Not a fucking trip.
Yeah, like where you're doing a lot of grueling work.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
I completely understand.
Not after I just got back home from an all-inclusive beach vacation. And I don't like the beach. I don't love the beach. I like the beach. I love wilderness, but I'm sorry. Going out into the wilderness, it ain't for me that type of way.
Maybe like an Alaskan cruise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
we
can
were
get in a
just
hot
talking
tub.
about that.
Yeah.
A cozy cruise.
Yeah.
Ooh. I could
Orcas.
see Clevara, whatever.
You know what? I could see her
Cleopatra.
fucking up a cruise.
She could rock an Alaskan cruise. All that clear, cold air.
Mhm.
I bet that would help her asthma.
She'd have an interior room, no balcony. Honestly, Clevara, if you're out there, give us an update.
You know what? She's probably one of those comfort influencers now.
I
love
truly
that
have this
content.
girl like painted in my head now.
Mm-hmm. All right, Clevara. You're not the villain necessarily
No,
after
no,
all.
no.
No.
I like her.
You're just an indoorsy girly.
Are you hitting us with the next one?
Sure. All right, I'll start it off. So, every camp counselor that I've ever talked to, which is basically my brother and his friends,
Yeah.
every time there's an in-depth conversation about their camp counselor stories, there's always so many poop horror stories because nothing says poop horror like kids combined with camp food for days on end. And also, as my brother has told me, the canteen where kids just get sent,
Yeah.
money, and then you have endless, like, I can buy Kool-Aid and oatmeal
Oh.
cream pies until my money runs out, and they'll just gorge themselves, which leads to bathroom disasters like this one shared by former counselor Messin About. He says, about 18 years ago, I worked at an overnight camp. Although everyone slept in cabins, each bunk went on one overnight trip where they hiked in the woods and slept in tents. During some downtime when we were at the campsite, I was sitting next to one of the 11-year-old campers chit-chatting about nothing in particular. Then out of nowhere, the kid starts crying. I ask him what's wrong, and he blurts out he hasn't pooped in 2 weeks.
Buddy,
That's not good. That's an impacted
I'd be like,
GI
what do you
tract.
want me to do?
Ugh. I was only 16 at the time. I froze for a second and then told him he'd be okay and he should go to the nurse when we get back to camp the next day. Fast forward 48 hours. I find out the kid gets some medicine to help him with his issue. He ended up clogging the nurse's toilet so badly, they had to call a plumber and one of the pipes had to get replaced.
That poor baby.
That
Think
poor
of all
baby.
the fucking like gushers and
No.
Cheetos
He-
and who knows what went down that drain.
He became a legend in that moment.
That
Oh.
poor baby
He had to-
crying.
well, he had to be in so
Oh,
much
I
pain.
cannot imagine.
Bless his heart.
Truly, nothing sucks more than being out of your comfort zone when you do not feel good, like when your body
Mhm.
and like if you had a stomach ache or if you were fucking constipated, like you
Yeah.
were backed up for 2 weeks and then
Yeah.
you're out of the cabin and out of like where bathrooms are. You're out in the
Mhm.
middle of the. You're like,
Oh.
I have not shit in 2 weeks, dude.
Bless his heart. He was probably an anxious pooper and had anxiety about going to
Yeah.
camp and then anxiety when he got there.
He's like, I'm 16. I don't know what to
No.
do.
That 100% would have been me. I am an anxious pooper. That would have been me.
Oh, but I had to have a fucking tape replaced. I mean,
Oh my god. Lord have mercy.
that's hilarious. That's sad, but hilarious.
It is. So, Deleted also shared in response to this question about poop horror. Easy. Easy. We had this one little girl. I was actually a counselor in training at a Girl Scout camp, and she really loved to get attention.
Uh-huh.
I mean, she would do anything to get it, especially throw tantrums. We get this a lot, so we never thought anything of it. One night, we are sitting in our tent. The camp is very rustic and natural, so we only have 2 places on the property with electricity. Oh, hell no. Meaning that in every campsite, we had latrines. In case anyone is wondering what a latrine is, it's basically like, my understanding is it's a huge, like, deep trench
Yeah.
that's dug into the ground, and then there's, like, wooden seats put over it. And they can be very, very deep. That's all I really know about it. But basically, it's just like a deep ditch with
Basically
toilet
what
seat
we had
over
to
it.
use in have a picture of one we can add to our...
Oh, yay! Yeah,
From
that is kind
Minnesota.
of what we had out
Mhm.
there, except those I think were a lot shallower, but these, as we'll go on to see it, I'll just
Ew.
continue. So anyway, they had latrines in every campsite, and one little girl runs in and screams, "Der pet! Der pet is going to fall into the latrine," and runs away laughing / screaming, while we all leap up and run over to see what is happening. And Caitlin, this little 7-year-old is in the middle of lowering herself directly into the latrine. Now, I was super freaked out. The camp had these latrines emptied probably in the latter part of the 80s. They take the waste and use it for fertilizer and that good stuff. So if this girl had fallen in, she would have literally drowned in shit. We ended up being able to pull her out, but seriously, I thought I was going to die. And her. So that meant that this had not been emptied in like well over 25 years. Because I want to say this was a thread from 13 years ago. So, good God.
I don't even know how I would react. I cannot even imagine
God. It's just
what that
kids,
child has done since.
like, kids do things that you don't even fathom that it's going to be on their radar. Caitlin, I have a 7-year-old. I never would have thought he would do something like this. And he didn't do this, but I go out. I'm like, where is he? I haven't seen him in the house for a minute. I'm working on the podcast. I go outside on the porch. He's out there with a pile of those little sparkler bomb things that you throw and they like pop, the firecracker things,
Poppets.
and a lighter.
Okay.
And he said he was going to try to light them all on fire and see what they did. And I was like, give me that lighter and get your ass back in the house. And that's what happens when
You just hear a giant boom. Your house is off its foundation.
After we finally finish building it and then it just goes up. Because I took laptop away and then that's what he did. I was like, well, I did that to myself. I just
can't even. Like, you just look at a kid and it's like,
Lord
you've
have
reached
mercy.
a new level of stupidness. Like, past, like, hard R, past, like, I don't know. Like, it's gone.
Uh-huh.
Like, you're stupid.
Well, at least her pet was saved. Hopefully she went on to be smarter.
Ew.
Hopefully she went on to be smart at.
Ew. There is not enough attention in this world that I would seek out that would have me lowering myself into other people's shit. Like, decades old shit.
Well, also, that much, it makes me feel yuck just thinking about it, but the noxious fumes can actually cause you to pass out. So
like, there's hard chemicals in there.
Yeah. So she very easily could have died, even if she could technically swim. Move on.
I can't
to
do
another
that.
poop story.
I can't. Let's move on to the next
God, this
shit
next
story.
one is awful.
Oak Path shared 13 years ago. Okay, guys, buckle in. So this one kid, 4th or 5th grade, had to use the bathroom after we went on about a mile walk with about 20 campers. Luckily, we were by some bathrooms at a local pond. The kid was in there for a while. Oh, God. And me and the other counselor got tired of entertaining the other children, so I walk over and banged on the door. The kid walks out and acts like everything is normal. I look at him and say, "Is that poo on your chin?" He shat everywhere. The floor, the toilet, the handle, the sink, all 4 walls, the ceiling, arms, hands, chin, clothes, shoes. I guess he had intense diarrhea. We assumed it got on his hands and he was flicking it and trying to clean it up with balled up TP. We left and the lifeguards cleaned it up. They smelled it from about 100 feet away.
Oh, God.
And
I know that laugh just came out of me.
We secretly called him Pooch.
Over. You can do it.
We secretly called him Poochin after that.
Here comes Poochin.
Now
Oh
I
my
wish we had
God.
named our kitten Poochie.
Poochin.
Because Poochie was on the name.
Oh my God. It's not too late.
Oh my gosh.
Our cat had like 4 damn names before
Hey,
we settled on
you know
one.
that's true.
Oh, my Lord, have mercy. Poochin. Ending this section on a slightly more heartwarming note, Mama Wolf shared 7 years ago. At my summer camp, the bathrooms are pretty rugged. 2 toilets right next to each other. No walls, doors, dividers, or any sort of privacy keepers in between. The kids think it's funny to hold hands while pooping. Then they write all over the walls, John Doe and Bobby Brown took a double dump while holding hands. This ritual is popular among both boy and girl campers. Though I don't think there's ever been a co-ed double dump. Oh, Mama Wolf, there definitely has been. John Doe and Bobby Brown took a double dump
While holding
hands. That's why Sleepaway Camp also is like special.
You know what?
You know what? Things can happen there.
It's life-changing.
Oh
Oh my gosh. If you've been here with us for a while, this is the place where we handle horribleness with dark humor.
Obviously.
Kind of noted at the beginning. So, of course, we wouldn't leave these stories out.
There's just one random category that's like, this just all feels kind of like dark humor. That's just what I'm going to file them all under.
So, Ewit1093 shared, I worked at an elementary school for a summer program, and there was one Russian girl and one Serbian girl, both of which were really sweet. One day, my coworker is supervising the sandbox and hears the Russian girl yelling orders in Russian at the Serbian girl, making her dig trenches. They were 7 and 5.
Oh, no.
Hey, that is some shit I definitely did as a kid.
Oh, my God. I think it was their different nations of origin that made it particularly dark. 7 and 5.
Me and my boy neighbors ran, like, work camps on each other.
God. Truly. The stories that I've heard about my husband and his brothers making your husband and their younger sister, like, basically dig their own grave.
Yeah.
Or, like, dig a giant hole in the ground, and then they were in it, and then they, like, put a sheet of plywood over it. I'm like, where was your mother in all this?
Disassociate.
Oh, my God.
Good Lord. Spooky Almond shared, during medical recheck to make sure the kids and adults won't die while they're there, I was doing an inspection of a kid's physical. I've done hundreds at this point in the day, so I was just going through the regular questions and not really paying attention to who was coming through. One kid's sheet checked out fine, and as I asked, anything else we should know? He yells at the top of his lungs in this crowded room, I have no legs. He then continues to take off a prosthetic and slam it onto the table. He was definitely memorable. I have no legs.
I had no legs.
Oh,
kindred
Jen.
Spirit.
That could have been you.
It could have been. I would never have drawn attention to myself like
Oh,
that,
God.
though. My God, that made my anxiety spike.
I had no legs.
No legs.
And then slam. I think that's in your physical check already, babe.
My good.
I would hope that's
I
noted.
think the parents made them aware of that when you got there.
Gosh. Deleted shared, we would get these kids shipped in from a children's home in the inner city.
Makes it sound so bad. Sorry.
Hey, they
Oh,
deleted
my
said it.
Lord.
But yeah, we would get these kids shipped in from a children's home in the inner city. And one kid came in like the 3rd week, walked into the cabin, looked me up and down and said, well, I guess the other guys were right about this one's titties. And then went to put his stuff down on his bunk.
Oh my God. They got a 45-year-old man
You know it was a man.
and a little child. I guess other guys
He
are
just
right
went-
about this one's titties.
Could you? God.
Lord have
Oh,
mercy.
Lord. I can see the beginning of the next one. Oh Lord, I can only imagine.
So Big Brune 12 shared 10 years ago. At our camp, a born-again Christian woman comes to do talks who finds injured owls and nurses them back to health. The owls were named Jeremiah, Noah, Adam, and maybe Eve. During the Q&A at the end, one of our 5-year-old campers asked, "Can I fight that bird? I hate that bird."
Calm down, babe.
I couldn't laugh, but it was awesome. Some other bullet points are: had a kid who came with his own rule sheet with advice like, he might begin to think he's a lion, and if so, be careful when he starts to hiss and growl. Last bullet point: told a 14-year-old international kid that he could not have pizza because it was for the staff, and he looked dead at me and said, "I am a man in my country," and walked away.
Sir,
Sir, you have 14 here. Sit your
you're on
ass
a
down.
list now. The counselor.
And then there was Casper, the most memorable camper Delicious Meats had in his full 8 years as a counselor. Delicious Meats says, Casper was a 7-year-old orphan who had been bounced by his 4th foster family.
Aww.
Yeah, and as far as we could tell, he was sent to camp to give his foster parents some kind of momentary relief from the never-ending hell that was his companionship. Oh God. Casper was obviously abused the majority of his short life and had taken to the wonderful coping mechanisms of picking a fight with everyone before they could hurt him. It's
Aw.
very, very sad. Ugh, nothing funny at all about that.
Mm-mm.
That way, in his mind, he was never picked on or beat up. He simply lost a fair fight. All of the counselors loved the kid at first, but we soon found that any phrase that was not shameless flattery was immediately taken as an affront to both him and his ancestry. His phrase, not mine. Whatever, the kid was cute, and we were doing our best to put up with him. Casper was here at camp on a 2-week program, and by the 4th day, nearly all of the staff were losing sleep over the kid. No programming could be accomplished without separately attaching 2 counselors to Casper at all times to deal with his every whim. Where do you get 2 free counselors, you ask? Well, unlike normal jobs where you have an 8-hour workday, at camp you work all day with the exception of sleep and a 1-hour break where you're free to email friends back home, read a book, nap, etc. In essence, very fucking valuable time, and now instead of taking a nap, all of the staff had to spend their time off explaining to Casper how the person who asked him to stop throwing food was not calling the cast man a little punk bitch. After all, in his words, cast man don't play that way. Okay, so the kid absolutely sucked, but it's still not easy to send a 7-year-old orphan back to his foster family just because we didn't want to put up with him. But the final straw came when it was my turn to try and get him to bed. Although lights out was at 10, we were lucky to get him asleep before 12:15. It was 2 in the morning, and Casper decided that sleep was another one of those things that he, quote, didn't fuck with, whatever that meant. Finally, I told him that I was going to turn out the lights and stand by his bed staring at him until he went to sleep. He nodded, looked away for a moment, then stared back in my eyes with some hellish kind of fervor and said, "It don't matter, bitch. I can see in the dark." So I turn out the lights and wait for 5 minutes, and by sweet holy Moses, it was silent and he was falling asleep, or at least I thought he was. All of a sudden, a feeling of something hitting me in the face, something small, something like a 7-year-old fist. Now, under normal circumstances, no big deal, but I was stressed out, falling asleep on my feet in the pitch dark before getting a right cross from this little son of a bitch. This little criminal. I was furious, and I screamed for the other counselor to get this kid under control while I step outside and compose myself. I didn't end up seeing Casper again after I left the cabin that night because he was sent home the next day for punching a counselor in the face. But the last memory I have of the little rascal was my cabin mate holding Casper down while he was writhing around like a demon possessed, screaming after me at the top of his lungs, "I told you I could see in the dark, bitch."
That's a yes. You cannot not laugh at that.
And I told you.
And I told you.
Dark humor. He's like,
Did I stutter?
Nope. He fucked around, stared at him while he was falling asleep. He found out.
Gosh. I want to hug that baby.
I know.
I want to take away all the pain that he has ever felt in his life.
Like that little, the quotes at the end were funny, but that is absolutely, I hope that kid is somehow okay.
Ugh.
The last of these, well, I mean, they're all kind of darkly humorous, but in this little section, Dread Pirate Drew shared just 3 months ago, short and sweet one, quote, "Had a camper sleepwalk out of the cabin in the middle of the night all the way down to the pier. And when he was found, he said, God told him to get his motorboat license." Oh.
There is not enough money in the world for me to put up with that shit.
I don't know why that made me think of your dad if he was at Sleepaway camp.
That would be something
God
Jimmy
told
would
me to
do.
get my motorboat license. I'm doing it. It doesn't make any sense. Oh my god.
My dad does have some fucked up, some funny sleepwalking stories.
That one almost could have fit in with this next category that I'm going to have you start going through, but these are, the best I could put in it is Mother Nature encounters. Things that are bound to happen when you're at a very outdoorsy sleepaway camp.
Okay.
Take it away.
QX9650 shared 13 years ago. Couple stories coming to mind at the moment. In both cases, I was working at a residential science camp program on about 750 acres of national forest land. The first was guiding to trail group along a trail to the lake. Didn't know that the group that had passed 10 minutes before had some chucklefuck kids that took turns kicking around a hornet nest.
No.
As a person with kids and as a person who has dealt with kids,
Mm-hmm.
somebody who calls kids chucklefuck kids, you know they love kids, like in a good, you know that you can trust them with kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least I can.
There's certain turns of phrase that I'm like, oh, you don't put up with their antics, but like you love
care for them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I trust
They're safe
you.
with
You can
you.
call my kid a chucklefuck. I know. I'm very well aware. Anywho, my group got swarmed. 19 kids went one direction and a single kid went the other direction, covered in hornets.
Oh.
I yelled at him to stop and roll on the ground, and I caught up. Killed the hornets and probably got about 20 stings myself. The little kid looked at me from the ground and tearfully said, "I'm allergic."
No.
Shit, 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 shit.
Correct.
I radioed my colleague and had her take over the rest of the group, and I put the little guy on my shoulders and started the long hike back to the camp. A small treat is that we got to see a family of deer on the way back, and I got him back to camp before he went into shock.
Oh.
Later that day, he played a beautiful piano piece for me in thanks.
Oh.
That poor bab.
I know.
Oh, I'd want to take turns slapping the shit out of all those kids. That stupid.
I'm telling you, when a wasp stung my middle child that one day at my grandparents' house, and it was so bad. My dad went on a rampage with a giant thing of Raid, and let me tell you, there was not a single living wasp to be found on that
Yes,
property.
Mr. Hamilton.
Oh, he was pissed.
Yup. He said, "Not my grandbaby."
Exactly.
Oh, he's just walking all over town, killing the whole.
There was a genocide. And you know what?
Deserved.
That was a fuck around and find out moment.
Oh, ugh. The second took another trail group to our beautiful 400-plus-year-old black oak on campus. It was a beautiful dusky evening, but as always, with the welfare of 20 kids on my plate, 20 kids alone? Ugh. I kept my eyes open. We arrived at the oak, and I took a quick look around and calmly said to the group, Okay, sorry for the quick visit, but we're behind schedule for something back at camp. Oh my God, what did you see? And we left with some complaining. What I couldn't say at the time is that I had looked up into the oak and seen a mountain lion.
No.
That mountain lion saw you a long time ago.
Oh, it was probably tracking you from the beginning.
And even made eye contact. At that point, I decided it was prudent to bail. I went back the next day with a colleague, and there were prints. The biggest prints I've ever seen from a mountain lion. She was huge.
Absolutely the fuck not.
I have no desire to go where mountain lions are.
No, absolutely not.
Big cats are a no for me.
No, and they're so powerful and silent. That's what's terrifying.
Ugh.
And that he made eye contact with it. But he did the right thing. He stayed calm. He got the kids out of there. What else are you going to do?
Like, just this past week, somebody, I don't remember which Reddit post it was, but somebody posted a video of somebody, like, throwing trash into their trash can on their property. And it's video of them at night. And you see a mountain lion walk behind the dumpster looking at the person.
Absolutely not.
And then people are like, well, just let them know you caught them on camera and there's a mountain lion stalking them.
Oh my God. No, that's terrifying.
Ooh.
There was a video, a very recent video of a lady, and she's out at it's like a big RV park, like popular campground somewhere it's somewhere where there's grizzlies. And a grizzly, it's a smaller one, but it is a grizzly.
It's still a grizzly.
It actually comes out of the woods and starts following along behind her and her dog. And she apparently, this is something I just learned. You know what I'm talking about?
In the video?
She starts going like, get away!
Yeah.
Like really low voice. And she's like,
no! Yeah.
You're done! And she's like growling at it. And the dog, I don't know how the dog is not shitting itself, but the dog is silent. My dog would be losing its fucking mind. And then in the video,
you can tell that the bear is hunting the dog because every time the dog turns its back is when it would approach.
Yeah.
And I was just like...
And she keeps screaming at it until finally it ambles away. She's like, get away.
Yeah.
And I did not know that that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to make your voice as low as possible because the high-pitched sound, they associate that with like the keening of like an animal in distress.
Yep.
And I was like, oh my God. Because my voice would be hitting at 10 higher octaves.
No. Did you know the reading I did on bears and all that shit when we went to Minnesota? I was like, I don't care what's there or what's not there. I'm not dicking around. I read up on polar bears, Genevieve.
Oh my God.
I knew how to react to every single bear.
A polar bear...
You're just dead. There's no.
As my former pastor used to say, you put your head between your legs and kiss your fanny goodbye. Polar bears,
you got me.
No. Yeah, that lady was a badass, but that was absolutely terrifying. That was a terrible, terrible thing that could have happened. But like things do tend to happen at summer camp, I have entitled this next little chunk of stories as Accidents Are Bound to Happen. Former counselor Doug Havelock shared this story about his time as a sleepaway counselor from 6 years ago. Havelock says, some kid was running off the dock one year and slipped on the edge. It was an old dock and had buoys right underneath the last plank. When the kid fell, his head hit that last plank and his back scraped against the buoy, taking off about 2 feet of skin from his waist to his shoulder. Pretty deep, too. I was the first one that responded to him, and having a little bit of medical training, I provided first aid. What was crazy is that the kid didn't even cry. He must have only been 12 or 13, but took it like a fucking champ. He's probably in shock.
Baby, you're in shock and your fucking nerves are probably ripped out too.
Oh, that is one of my worst fears, is something like that happening. So later that night, the supervisor and I met with the parents at the hospital, and they took it about as well as the kid did. The dad was a real good old boy, and his mom was just glad he wasn't hurt any worse. But I remember the dad saying, camp ain't supposed to be all flowers and candy.
Well, you got us there.
After that, we got a new dock put in, but I'm sure if any parents had heard about it, regardless of the new dock, we would have been fucked. Yikes.
I don't like
That
that.
camp would have been closed down were it not for an easygoing family and kid that happening to. Your waist to your shoulder? Absolutely not. And then the risk of like staph infection and
Then you're in the water and going to get...
absolutely not.
I don't like that.
This is I'm so sorry, strap in, because this is another very painful injury
Oh.
shared 13 years ago by Stickwit. I worked at a Christian camp for a couple summers, and we played this game called Mission Impossible one night of each session. Basically, what happened was certain counselors were designated as wanted, and they would wear flag football belts. The boundaries extended into the forest, and the counselors could be hiding anywhere within them. The cabin that captured the most flags won the mission. The game was a blast, and everyone would dress in camo and wear headlamps.
Hell yeah.
This is some fun sleepaway camp shit. That particular year, though, the guy counselors thought it was hilarious to hide in trees or behind trees and throw flour bombs at the other guy counselors. For those who don't know, you fill a balloon with flour, and when it hits someone, they're covered head to toe in white
Yeah.
flour.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, super fun. But that night, it started raining during the game, and when flour gets wet, it hardens. One of the guys did not realize this and slung a flour bomb, now rock hard, straight into another guy's crotch. He immediately turned green and passed out. An ambulance had to come, and we later learned that he literally lost a testicle because of a hardened flour bomb.
Put that kid on fucking Major League Baseball roster. What the hell?
That is awful.
Ooh, I didn't like that.
I know. That's so awful. I wonder if it was a counselor to another counselor.
I don't know. Because it just says
It's probably counselors
that
and
particular...
campers.
The guy counselors thought it would be hilarious to hide behind the trees and bomb the other guy counselor. So it was... Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, God. Still, that's awful. Either way you spin it. I mean, I don't have testicles, and I felt the pain of that one.
This name is fitting. Willie Wiggins shared 13 years ago. A kid I was at camp with got a tick on his penis, so he tried to drown it in methylated spirits, but it wasn't working.
Is that like rubbing
I
alcohol?
would think that's, like...
I don't think they have just like whiskey. Kids summer camp.
He tried to then light it on fire, but didn't do a thorough job in wiping up the spirits first.
Oh my God.
I remember seeing a huge flame out of the corner of my eye, followed by him screaming and manically slapping the fire on his dick.
Oh my God.
My cousin, who's my age, one year got the same scenario, and he tried drowning it in the bathtub too.
Wait, it was on his dick?
Yeah, he like intended at my grandparents' house. He whipped it out to go pee, I guess, in the middle of the woods because we were walking back to the cornfield and stuff.
Ew.
And yeah, I got it.
Gross.
But it did come off. My
Thank
aunt got it.
God. At least he didn't try to kill it with fire. Even without putting rubbing alcohol on it first. That seems like one of the dumbest things you could possibly do.
Again, a young boy. Stupid.
Yeah.
Let's dip my dick in alcohol
And then
light it on fire. Do you guys not have tweezers?
I mean, aren't you not supposed to do that? Because you can like
yeah, because you can
pull
leave the
off-
head in.
Yeah. Actually, ask Sam if he has some of these because he 3D printed a bunch of little
like the tick
removers.
Mhm.
And I have one. I think I put it on my keychain. He got it for the backpacking
Mhm.
trip or made them. And I'm supposed to put it on my
I wanna say
backpack.
most first aid kits will have
Oh,
a tick, or at least the one I got for
like one you specifically get for outdoors.
yeah, the
stuff.
canoe trip had a tick remover.
That's good to know.
Ugh. Yeah, I bought Jacob some tick spray, specific tick spray for the backpacking trip. I'm like, you will not be getting the Lone Star tick
Oh,
that makes you allergic to meat.
Absolutely,
Then ruins
not.
your life.
I would absolutely die. I'm so sorry, whoever has that.
Ugh. So Jen did not know what to label this category, so I'm scared.
No, basically, I just was any little story that caught my eye that I was like, I think a team of child psychologists would have a heyday with these.
Oh. So let's kick it off with Federal Smile 2466. I don't like that name.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's giving me ick.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Shared from just 2 months ago. Had this one kid when I was doing summer camp a few years back who would literally eat anything he found on the ground. Like, not just food. I'm talking about leaves, dirt, small rocks, even dead bugs. We had to watch him constantly because he'd just grab whatever and shove it in his mouth before anyone could stop him. Worst part was when we were doing outdoor activities, he found this dead beetle, popped it right in his mouth and started chewing. Other kids saw it and half of them started screaming. Other half thought it was hilarious and wanted to try too.
What?
Took forever to calm everyone down and explain why we don't eat random insects. His parents said he did the same thing at home, and his pediatrician couldn't find anything wrong with him, just had this weird compulsion to taste everything. Made snack time really stressful because you never knew what he might decide looked edible.
He is like an advanced dementia person, dear people that we took care of, but you could not leave a damn thing out on the table because
The sugar packets.
oh my god,
The decorative
napkins,
rocks. Oh my god, the fucking napkins.
poker chip. A poker chip was one instance. Don't even. We can keep going. I can't say I ever saw anybody put a dead bug in their mouth, but that fortunately there was not dead bugs lying about. Very nice nursing home.
Ew, the crunch is what got me. I don't like that. That's disgusting.
Well, I hope he's doing all right now.
I'm just going to move on to the next one because I ain't got no words.
Absolutely.
Canoodling sociopaths shared 13 years ago. I was on night patrol at my camp. The counselors slept in different cabins and the kids slept alone, so we had one counselor patrolling the cabins. I was opening the doors to each to make sure they had all gone to sleep. Then, in one cabin, all the kids were sitting in a circle, and a few were completely naked. One of the kids was a bit more physically mature than the others. They were all 8 to 10 years old. The more mature kid had some kind of liquid in his hand. He was also one of the naked ones. Each kid seemed to be taking turns poking the liquid that was in his hand. A few poked it, then licked it with their fingers. I can only assume what that liquid was. I just slowly left. Again, this is like these children are being abused.
Yeah. Oh, like there's no doubt in my mind. These stories make me be like, I'm never sending my kids anywhere. They're never leaving home again. Never going to sleepaway camp. Never doing nothing. Because what? What?
I would rather jump into the latrine.
100%.
And that's,
100%. And a lot of times, too, these camp counselors, I mean, they're like 15, 16, 17 years old.
They're kids
They're kids
themselves.
watching out for kids. So I just slowly left. I mean, yeah. Anyways, on a more lighthearted note, Pixie Dream Kait shared 13 years ago. One of the kids at the summer camp I worked at was obsessed with pine trees. He used to carry branches and needles around with him. The pieces of pine trees he found would eventually take on their own personas. He would tell me, "This one looks like a young man wearing a hula skirt."
No.
And one day, when I saw him on the playground, he was putting the pine needles in his ears and told me, "These are my children and their house is on fire." I just slowly nodded and went on to play with some other kids.
Hey, Genevieve, your youngest
I
one.
know.
Oh no, my brother died in the car accident. Okay.
He is dead.
He is
These
dead.
are my children. Their house is on fire.
What the fuck? Oh my gosh. Force of Beer shared 13 years ago. I had a group of boys, 4 or 5, who would play Mario Kart on their DSs. We eventually found out that the group had a rule that whoever lost the game would have to stick a broom handle up their butt. Hey, at least this one ends with interesting phone call home. Yeah.
Caitlin is dumbfounded. It's worth being dumbfounded
I
over.
want to strangle some parents.
Mm-hmm. Because that's not just like kids dicking around and doing dumb, funny stuff. That's somebody saw something, like somebody was exposed to something that they shouldn't have been. And that's how that happens.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And now I'm just sitting here wondering how the one story of the guy at like the cadet school being the guy walked in and he was bent over trying to shove his balls up his ass. That story didn't make it in here. That one's actually funny. He was trying to do a trick.
Well, it wasn't camp though. It wasn't a camp counselor.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Anyways, now this one, I think this is pretty funny. Even though this next story still involves a butthole, it's not. This to me is more normal than that last one. This one I had to put in because it's giving my middle child. Savon Zura shared 13 years ago. We had 2 changing cabins at my camp for kids to change into bathing suits and such before going swimming. The boys of the camp had a problem just going in and changing, and instead liked to spend ample amounts of time running around naked and screaming. So we had to take shifts standing outside of the cabin, making sure everyone was changing correctly. One day I was sitting outside the cabin making sure they were changing. I was standing there with a girl that I liked at the time when one of the kids came out of the cabin and told me he needed to talk to me, but he didn't want the girl to hear. So he whispered in my ear, "Dylan is showing people his butthole." Now I have to get up, walk into the changing cabin where all of the kids are standing naked and are standing naked in a semicircle around a kid who is bent over a chair, spreading his ass cheeks and showing everyone his butthole. I didn't even know what to say, so I just left.
Again, a spray bottle.
It was so
Why? 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 Why?
I'm sure it was as simple as one of them being like, "Want to see my butthole?" And then just doing it. I'm sure it was that simple. Oh my god.
Good God.
Moving away.
Moving on.
Moving away from buttholes.
Oh my God.
The next couple stories, I thought you'd appreciate these, Caitlin. I can only conclude they're the perfect example of sleepaway camp street smarts.
Okay.
So Deleted shared 7 years ago. I was about 16, 17 when I did the camp counselor thing. Anyways, Pokemon was all the rage at the time, 2000s-ish. And word was there was a younger camper, maybe 5, 7 years old, who just got a first edition Blastoise. Now, if you were a Pokemon card fan, this is a big deal. I actually looked it up because I remember having friends really into Pokemon cards. I collected them just to be like, do what my friends were doing. I didn't really care that much about it.
I had the pretty ones.
Yes, but apparently a 1999 first edition like base set Blastoise Hollow number 2 is one of the most valuable Pokemon cards in existence. Depending on its condition and third-party grading, raw ungraded copies can sell for around $2,500 while perfectly graded mint copies reach up to $300,000. And then I was looking and most of them are in the $12,000 to $15,000 range. So that was really impressive, rare find. Anyways, one of the 12-year-old campers convinced this 5-year-old to trade him his Blastoise for a bunch of shitty energy cards and a couple holographic ones from those packs you can buy, the shitty ones like Machamp. This little kid's brother, 14 years old, catches ear of what just happened, and him and his friends corner this 12-year-old, told him to give the card back or he'd get beat up. The 12-year-old pushed the kid down, stuck the Blastoise in his ass crack, literally climbed the fence surrounding the camp and ran all the way home. He never came back to camp and still has the Blastoise.
You know, somebody out there paid money for that. Somebody paid money for that ass crack Pokemon card.
Oh my god. The little 5-year-old, though, I'm glad his brother tried to stand up for him. Ooh. I would have curb stomped.
Oh my god, that fucker would have been...
Oh my god.
There would have been no give it back or I beat you up. I would have come swinging.
That would have been the front porch coming all the way around crack.
Look, there's one thing. At that age, I hated my little sister. But if you fucked with her... I fucked with you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're the only one who's allowed to abuse your own siblings.
Exactly. Oh my God. And I did shit.
I believe it. We need to have just a full episode of story times with Caitlin. Maybe we could have Madison on as a guest.
Her sitting down for the documentary of like how she was abused by me. It all started. Deleted shared 13 years ago. I went to a camp for school that's very religious. There were crosses hanging in the dining hall, hallways, rec rooms, etc. Counselors would talk about Christianity, and I decided I didn't want to have to deal with a constant earful of religion every day. My plan was simple, yet elegant. I got together a group of friends who were in the same boat. We all gathered berries while doing our shelter building. After that, we just had to wait until dinner time, when they would come by all the rooms and poke their heads in, telling us to be at the dining hall in 5 minutes. We all got into the room at the end of the hall with sleeping bags. We sat in a circle and made a pentagram out of sleeping bags on the floor. We all took the crushed berry juice and did designs on our chests and faces.
Iconic.
And we all started chanting quietly and swayed back and forth. When a counselor looked in, we kicked the sleeping bags out of their pentagram shape and take off the shirts.
Yeah.
He just turned around and walked out. We never got bugged again. The amount of counselors that are just like,
not my problem.
you know what? Too much.
Quite frankly,
again, I don't get paid enough.
It's none of my business.
Oh my gosh.
You're going to love this next one. This is what you would have wished would have happened in the Pokemon card story.
Okay.
Yes, you go for it.
And finally, this one shared 13 years ago by Deleted. I worked at one of those leadership camps in Washington, D.C. that rich parents send their high school-aged kids to, sprinkled with a handful of kids who earned a scholarship to go and were always super grateful. They came for about 2 weeks and we did the normal D.C. shit. More often than not, the kids would have a great time and bond well. The occasional teenage summer romance, establishing new cross-country friends, etc. Other times, not so much. So I had a group of maybe 12 kids, and there were 2 who were scholarships. One had won some essay contest for Future Farmers of America in, like, bumfuck Missouri. Hey! Do you know of Future Farmers FFA?
Yeah.
Like, did you have that?
I've heard of it from living up here. But he
Fuck
does
Missouri.
say...
Hey, they got a point.
Mm-hmm.
She was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had a fucking trust fund, Mean Girls level, grade A bitch, TFB.
Mm-hmm.
TFB was the perfect storm of a one-upper and Debbie Downer. Always had some type of shit to say about a better experience she had somewhere else or how this experience was terrible. Oh my God, the
I
throat
cannot
punch.
stand...
I can't. Well, it comes to a boiling point when we're having a group discussion about our visit to an embassy. I want to say Lebanon, but I'm not sure. About classes in society. Miss FFA is all up in it, great insight into the topic, even drawing parallels to American classes.
Oh, FFA is Future Farmer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
okay. Our cool girl, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
TFB decides to chime in and talk about how she only shops at J. Crew and Banana Republic. Okay, baby. Places I know are way out of reach for the 2 scholarship girls. Baby, we got the Banana Republic and J. Crew outlet
Mm-hmm.
in Missouri.
Yeah.
So, again, where my mom shops,
Yeah.
but
Same.
same.
Mm-hmm.
Miss FFA talks about how that is a very high standard and that the majority of Americans are much closer to a Walmart level.
Mm-hmm.
TFB comes back with, Walmart is disgusting and so are all the people who shop there. In a flash, Miss FFA is beating the piss out of TFB. You're gonna talk shit to a farm girl?
Mm-hmm. And tell her that Walmart is disgusting? Excuse me?
I mean, just fucking wailing on this girl to the point where the rest of the group is just shocked. I managed to pry her off, but not before she destroyed TFB's face. TFB is sobbing and bleeding from her lip. She's got an eye that I know will be the size of a golf ball in the matter of minutes. She didn't even throw a punch. This was an ass whipping that I didn't think a teenage girl could dish out. As I'm dragging her out of the room, she's still screaming shit like, how do you like Walmart now? Don't get blood on that J. Crew shirt, pitch. I love her. We had to send Miss FFA home early. Only a day or two. She definitely got her money's worth. TFB called her daddy, and he was ready to have my job if there weren't 10 kids who corroborated my story of how it started. She stayed and spent the rest of her time walking around with a busted lip and huge black eye. It was pretty awesome. Talk shit and find out.
You know what? That was probably the first time in her life somebody actually put her in her place. Yeah.
Kinda.
Oh my god.
Oh, good lord.
And you know what? FFA was right. And that other girl sounds like absolutely insufferable. Do we condone violence?
It's a case-by-case basis.
Case-by-case basis.
Hey, what can I say?
We'll give FFA a pass.
You know, you
there.
message us your stories and we'll chime in what we think.
Yeah. Now, campers are campers.
Hello.
From the comfort of your own air conditioning. We know we've taken you to hell and back with these stories, and it's been fun. But we also think it aligns with the spirit of Survival Summer to conclude with a couple camp stories we found that really got us in the feels in a good way. Like this one, shared by a counselor all of 14 years ago, that begins, Michelle, oh Michelle. Shelvinator Rex shared, Michelle was 12 and definitely very different from the other girls in my cabin, though not necessarily in a bad way. One night at dinner, she looked particularly pensive until she finally looked up at everyone else and confessed, "You guys, I think I'm part otter," then calmly returned to the meal without further explanation. Shortly afterwards, during the same meal, the subject of cheese came up and she eagerly informed everyone that this one time, I ate a half a block of cheese and I didn't go to the bathroom for a whole week. She was getting homesick one day, so I had her write down a list of 20 things that make her happy. Number 1 on her list, horse poop. She had to go to the bathroom during a group event, so a fellow counselor and I had to accompany her. Halfway there, she started to simultaneously dance around and walk much faster than before, yelling, "It's turtling! It's turtling!"
I know. She either has big brothers or funny parents.
I love her.
It's turtling.
Oh, Michelle. During all of this, she constantly carried around a broomstick with no actual broom on the end, but a red and orange bandana tied to one end that was supposed to be fire. This was Michelle's talent stick. She slept with it for about 10 minutes, then she would accidentally drop it on the floor from her top bunk. She carried it around to every activity and loved to show it off. At the end of every camp week, we would have a talent show that the kids could participate in, and Michelle wanted to do something with her talent stick. She asked for Indian drumming music to accompany her and looked very serious when she triumphantly stepped onto the stage. However, it was very hard to take her seriously as soon as the music started. Michelle's talent consisted of wildly flailing with a large metal stick that was clearly being improvised on the spot. We always got some pretty terrible talents, but usually we're good about cheering the kids on no matter what. Sadly, this was difficult to do with Michelle, especially after she whacked herself in the face with her stick midway through her performance, but she was a trooper and continued her erratic swinging and twirling until hitting 2 audience members and a microphone stand, causing the MC to start applauding her act to indicate that it was over. An applaud we did and should have, as I have never met anyone with as little shame as Michelle. I legitimately enjoyed having Michelle as a camper, largely for entertainment value, but she was also very sweet. Even the other middle school girls loved her. I hope everyone gets to meet a Michelle someday. You know what? And that is a girl that comes from, we've talked about kids who no doubt come from effed up homes. That is a girl who clearly has like parents who are healed.
Like a very secure, very safe, loving place that allows her to grow and nurture and
is unapologetically herself.
Yep.
I had to include the first and only comment that we should care about below the story about Michelle was someone saying, quote, "I think you spelled Luna Lovegood wrong." I was like, yes! That's absolutely what she's giving.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit more aggressive Luna Lovegood, but
Oh, gosh.
I loved it.
The next one is shared 7 years ago by Eddie09876. I worked in a camp for 3 months before college. I wasn't a counsel, but worked in the kitchen, but had some interaction with guests and visitors. 99% of the people are easily forgettable and just mind their own business. The only time something, quote, crazy happened was when a country band made up of blind musicians came to stay at the camp and hosted square dancing every night at the barn. I was very skeptical at first, but let me tell you, that stuff is so much fun.
Blind musicians, that is badass.
I mean, that would be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Square dancing. You know, they're like,
hey,
grab your partner, swing around.
we had to do that in PE.
That's my impression of square dancing.
Not far. Anyways, they stayed with us for 3 days, and by the final day, everybody would go to the barn at night to listen to them play. In the middle of their performance, one musician took a bathroom break and was led away by one of the guests. He didn't come back for a while, so we got worried and assumed that because he was blind, he may have gotten lost or something. But a quick search found him on a haystack behind the bar, getting his dick sucked by the woman who helped him off stage. I don't think he's lost. I think he's right where he wants to be. Of course, news of this spread like wildfire, and by the time he got back on stage, everybody was clapping for him.
Yeah.
He's just like...
Oh my god.
And you know what? I applaud that one because it didn't involve children.
Absolutely. And I just imagined when he walked back in the room, they were all playing, "Can you blow my whistle, baby?"
Oh my gosh.
Whistle.
Let me know. I'm gonna show you. like with the banjo though.
Here we go. Good for him. You know, that was just nice and heartwarming.
Oh, this next one's long.
Oh, yeah. This is a really good one, but one that will hit you in the feels for sure.
Okay.
It was submitted, I don't know how many years ago. I want to say this was one of the 13 or 14 years ago one by a former counselor about one of his campers named Jordan, who went by Indy. It goes, "Warning, this story may hit you in the feels. Jordan was the most memorable kid I supervised, but not necessarily for any bad reasons."
If he dies, Genevieve?
No, he doesn't die.
Okay.
I promise. "He was actually a great kid who really made me reevaluate a lot of things." This is kind of chicken soup for the soul territory. I realized, pardon that ahead of time. Jordan was 11 or 12 years old, I believe. He showed up to the first day of camp in a bomber jacket and full cargo pants with a whip, like an adventurer's whip, similar to what Indiana Jones has tucked into his side.
Genevieve?
Yes, this was me. He legitimately wanted to be called Indy, like Indiana Jones, so I just went with that. It topped out in the high 90s that week. Kind of since Indy might be a different kid then. I guess it means temperature-wise, super hot.
Like different that didn't bother him?
Yeah. So our first morning with the group after flagpole, I had the group play an icebreaker game to let everyone get to know each other's names because my rule for groups was we couldn't do anything fun until everyone knew each other's names. I realize people hate name games and other people might disagree with that approach, but I always found that if you don't force kids to get social and comfortable being around each other off the bat, it just leads to awkward groups and at least some kids hating camp. So we're playing 2 truths and a lie first. And most kids' truths and lies are just dumb, banal stuff like I have 3 cats or I can play the cello. Indy's 2 truths and a lie were I have a younger brother, I hate cheeseburgers, and my dad died in a car accident a few months ago. Everyone just figured he was trolling with the last item and selected that as the lie, but no, it was the truth. His dad had just recently died in a car accident. This was confirmed by his mom later on, who just kind of pulled me aside at sign out each day to talk about how Indy was fitting in with the kids, if it seemed like he was having fun, etc. I felt really bad about his loss and tried really hard to pay attention to him in particular. I learned that the whole adventurer's getup he wore was constituted of his dad's hat, his dad's bomber jacket, and a whip his dad had given him. as they were both big archaeology and Indiana Jones fans. He didn't want to ever take off the jacket, afraid he might lose it or someone might take it. Though I eventually convinced him we could keep it in my car and get it at the end of the day. Became a safety issue at some point when it was 99 degrees out. He was definitely odd, but kids seemed to like him well enough. They were interested in his whip in particular. One day, a girl in another group asked if it hurt to be hit with the whip. He said, not really, it was a plastic whip, not a real one, but she insisted he try it on her anyway. Okay, little whatever her name is in 50 Shades. This was my fuck up, as I had left the group at Flagpole and had gone back to the main cabin to get something. Can't remember what off the top of my head. I guess he whipped her arm at her request and nobody ever knew because she didn't cry or complain about it, didn't mention it to any adults. But I guess she did mention it to her mother later. She had a mark on her arm from where it hit her, so his mom sought out the camp director and started reaming her about letting kids carry around weapons at camp and that, quote, freak boy that whipped her daughter. I was furious, naturally, because the mom didn't know half the story. We had to confiscate his whip. He was pretty upset, but conceded. The next day, he brought in a replacement whip, which was stuffed with cotton and no more menacing than a pillow. But the mother saw this when dropping her daughter off, the one that got whipped, and literally started walking toward this kid, calling him a weirdo and screaming at him about hitting her daughter. I had to march her out of the way and back toward our camp director, trying my best not to call her a complete clueless cunt. And we finally got her to leave under the promise it was a cotton stuffed whip that couldn't hurt anyone and it would stay in his backpack the entire time. I was normally the kind of counselor who liked to get the kids to play sports and physical activity games. I never knew what to do with the kids who weren't into physical activity, who just sat in the grass and did nothing. Not really a dumb jock so much as just not sure what you do with kids who don't want to participate in physical activities at an outdoor day camp. In any case, Indy didn't like sports or games, but he was a huge trivia and riddle buff. So I came up with this whole riddle game that got the group really involved, working together to solve riddles for candy I probably wasn't supposed to actually give out. He loved it, which made my day, and the rest of the kids loved it, so we just kept hanging out and playing trivia riddle logic games for the rest of the week with prizes on the line, and it made my summer knowing he actually had a good time, and I could connect with a kid who obviously needed some male role model or friendship in his life. Man, I have a career and all now, and I've done some pretty cool things here, accomplished some things I'm proud of, but oh my God, I'm gonna start crying.
No.
But the look on his mom's face and the way she said thank you when she picked him up for that goodbye at the end of the week, that's something I'll never forget, as I will never forget Indy.
I already cried at the beginning. So...
Oh my God.
And he didn't die, so...
No, he didn't die. I would not do that to you. But let's bring us back up from that tearjerker with this. We're almost at the end.
Also, thank you for calling that mom a cunt, because she was. Don't ever do not start yelling at a fucking kid and calling them names.
Yeah, you go
That is between you and the other kid's parent.
Yeah, you go
nasty little bitch.
You go to the camp director, and we are also not dealing with like college age people. You're dealing with little
That's a
kids.
child.
Yeah.
And your freakadeek little daughter wanted to be whipped. So maybe have a conversation about that.
Maybe send her to S&F camp. Who knows?
S&F camp?
S&M camp.
Oh, Hey.
Oh my
So we're going to
God.
call anybody's kids freaks. Let's just get the story straight.
Now, this next kid, most definitely not a freak. This is something that
my
I
God.
wish I could do this with speed, but deleted said, all he says was, I had this autistic kid where the only way he could communicate was through Disney movie
Oh
quotes.
my God, I love him. I love him.
Just, it immediately sent my mind churning through so many different things, but like, I also automatically imagine, you know how amazing kids who are on the autism spectrum have zero filter. So
Hilarious.
he sees somebody lean a little bitch about doing the zip line. He's like, be a man.
From Mulan.
And at the end of the week, he's like telling kids goodbye. And he's like, you got a friend in me.
Oh my God. This is my favorite. You said he catches some other kid trying to steal a dessert. I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching. Say that to my kids all the fucking time.
There's so many. I mean,
Aw.
you could
you imagine this
truly-
deadpan? I'm watching you.
Always watching. The first day of camp, he's like, day 1.
Ding. Also Mulan.
Oh my God.
And then to round it all out,
At the very end.
The very
Take us
end.
home, Caitlin.
the last one is what a counselor called Grisbo shared about one of his campers. One kid was playing in the mud. He was 7. When we asked him to stop, he stood up and smeared it on his face like battle paint. He proceeds to shout, "My daddy says it don't matter if you look nice as long as you look like a badass."
Yeah.
Amen, man. My daddy says it don't matter if you look nice as long as you look like a badass. Sir, playtime's over. Like, what?
Grizz was like, he was 7.
Again, Genevieve, your child. Your newfound 6-year-old.
That kid must have had a fun daddy. My
That-
daddy
I mean,
said it
exactly.
Don't matter. You look nice as long as you look like a badass.
Yep.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh, you guys. Well, I don't know about you, but I had a lot of fun putting that together.
Oh, I did enjoy that. I did not enjoy the children stories that, you need help.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
hey, we said camp horror stories,
Mhm.
and
That we did.
that it was.
It certainly was. And there were some far worse ones. We'll be sure to put all the Reddit links in the
Good
show
Lord.
notes if you want to do a deep dive for yourself.
I can't get the kid being skinned. I don't
Oh,
like that one.
yeah.
I don't like that one. I am now going to have a fear of docks and buoys.
Ooh. And it was the buoy that he scraped on, not the dock itself. That's what I was confused about at first. I thought it was the
Yeah.
dock, but no, it was
It's
the
the buoy.
buoy.
I
Ugh.
have a thing about like cutting. Like I
Mhm.
don't like to see other people get cut or
Oh, yeah.
like cut themselves or anything.
No.
And like the one time I picked up a razor wrong and it literally skinned my finger
Oh,
off.
I
went
remember.
into shock. Like I
Oh,
truly was like,
Caitlin.
I don't remember like 10 minutes of, and I was like, I was just like, Jacob, you got to take me to the hospital. Jacob, I can't look at it. Jacob. And I'm like holding my
Oh.
finger. I was like I remember like I was I cannot do
Oh.
skin being ripped off. Yay.
You were definitely born in the right time. You would have made a terrible field medic. in the
See, I can do
Revolutionary
trauma
War.
like that. That's fine. I don't know why, like
The slicing.
if I saw this kid, I think it's because I know what
Mhm.
happened and I'm not seeing,
Yeah.
if I was like in a medical setting, I would be like, okay, it's just like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
It's the moment of seeing it happen.
yeah, and to
Yeah.
me, like the feeling, like paper cuts make me nauseous.
Ugh. Yeah, things happening to myself make me feel a lot more icky, that lightheaded feeling, than them happening to other people. Because when it happens to other people, I go into that caregiver mode. But I
Yeah,
completely
yeah.
understand, like, the one time I dropped a glass and it busted on the floor and a piece of it gouged a chunk out of my
Ugh,
leg.
yeah.
It happened so fast. And just looking at it, trying to see if there was glass in the gouge, made me feel lightheaded.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though I wasn't grossed out necessarily, it was just
It's just
that sensation of my body being like, ugh, that's not supposed to happen. Ugh.
anytime I cut myself on like cardboard, Jacob will know. Like I'll just be like,
Look away, look away,
I
look away.
can't do it, and he'll be like, God
Amputate,
damn it. And I'm
amputate.
like that's my like that's where I think I have something wrong with me.
No.
I truly
I mean, you never know. I'm sure
I
there's
really
a
wanted-
deep-seated memory
Yeah.
somewhere.
I wanted to be a camp counselor at some point in my life.
Mhm.
I'm glad I never was.
I was a soccer camp counselor,
Yeah.
but that was like for a few hours a day, but it would be like, you know, multiple days in a week and then during the day. But I never did overnight sleepaway camp counseling. I attended a couple, and every time I would get through it when I was there, but I was definitely that kid where I don't feel like I look back on that and went, oh my God, I loved it so much. I just remember a lot of times feeling very socially anxious and just kind of being eager to go home, like ready to go home. I was very
much a homebody. I still am.
Yeah. And I didn't have like bad or traumatic experiences per se, but I do remember one I went to, and it was just a little like, it was like 4-day, 3-night one. And I was maybe 9-10 years old. But I remember when I got there, and I was determined to go, when I got there, I had really bad anxiety to the point where I actually threw up, like had terrible anxiety. And so I remember going, and there was a really nice couple that ran the camp, and their personal home was on it. And I remember the camp director, she was so nice, and she was also a registered nurse, which is convenient, but she gave me some ibuprofen or some anti-nausea medicine and had me like lay down for a little bit, and they had like a guest room, and she was like, well, we'll call your mommy and daddy and they can come get you, but you give yourself a little bit of time to rest, and you can decide if you want to stay or you want to go home, and it's okay. And she was so nice that I remember being like, I'm gonna stay after having a couple of hours, and I did, and I had a good time. But I was like, I'm not gonna be a pussy. Yeah. But I do remember that was the first time I'd ever really been away from home like that, in a big gaggle of children, and the anxiety was like,
yeah. No, like it's always, I think The Parent Trap is the one main movie that I was like, I want to do that.
Oh, like that. They make summer camp look so fun. But they go for like the whole dang summer.
You know. Then I go on vacation with my best friend, and whose parents is like my parents. And I literally cry the whole time because I was so fucking homesick. I went to fucking SeaWorld.
You're just crying watching Shamu flip around in the air.
Literally one time, we're in like a restaurant, and they're talking to me, and they're like, you miss your parents? And I broke down sobbing, and I ran to the bathroom. I was like, I just want to go out. So I don't think I would have, my little social anxiety and homebody kid, I don't think I would have survived.
Yeah.
Also, like, I'm very confrontational, and when I went to the Y summer camp, like during the summer, I was a bitch. I got sent home a few times.
Really? Oh my God. That is amazing.
I didn't take shit. And one kid cut my hair one time. We were standing in line, and he cut a chunk of my hair off, and I turned around and I decked him in the throat.
I mean, he cut your hair. What else is he expecting you're going to do?
Fucking touch me. And my mom was pissed at him.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's super violating. You don't just cut somebody's hair. You did like what Anne did at Anna Green Gables, where he yanked her hair. She turned around and broke a slate over his head.
Amen. Hey, did my mom take me to get like ice cream afterwards? Yeah.
Good job, Christine.
So
good job. Let us know you guys.
Yeah, I would love to hear your guys's like camp stories. Sleepaway camps, summer camps, like band camp.
Send us a band camp. God, I bet band camp's got some crazy stories. Send us a voice note.
Ooh,
I would love to have a voice note, so then we can react in real time, do a little video with your voice on our Instagram page. So send us a voice note, DM us campingiscanceled@gmail.com, or DM us on our Instagrams. Make sure you're following us across all of our socials if you're not already. And please, please, please leave us those 5-star reviews wherever you're listening. It helps boost us in the algorithm and SEO and all that stuff. Anyways,
the good stuff.
Yes, the good stuff. We love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week with another summer survival tale. And as always, the world is an absolutely terrifying place. So always remember to have courage and stay kind.
Of a bitch.
Bye.
Bye.